Hey guys, welcome back to DukeBoyz Garage. With you always is Nick Mac, and on today's episode, we're going to be cleaning the clutch in my Kingquad. Try saying that 3 times fast. Cleaning my clutch in my Kingquad. Cleaning my clutch in my Kingquad. Anyways, yeah, we're going to clean the clutch, and we're going to add a little spacer to see if I can actually get this thing to pull wheelies. So stick around, and if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. More to come. So let's get at this. So first things first, we have to take off this footboard. All you need is a 10mm socket and a Phillips screwdriver. Alright, so after you get the floorboard off, you have to take off the foot peg, which has a 14mm bolt right here and a 12mm bolt down over here. And there's an 8mm little bolt right here holding the brake line on. So yeah, let's get at it. Alright, we got the foot peg off. There's actually 2 bolts right here that are the 14mm instead of 1. I made a mistake. Shoot me. I'm human. So now we're going to take the clutch cover off. It is 8mm, and there are tons of little bolts all around the cover. So, just sit tight. Alright, so now we got the cover off. Now we got to take off this dust cap, sorry. Take that off. There's a 17mm bolt right here that you want to crack loose, because we do have to take this cage off to get the belt off and get the clutch all out and everything. So what I usually do to break it loose is I jam the pry bar in here, take my ratchet, make sure it's in off, move it around, and there's little ears here you can grab. So I usually grab one of those, like it on the other side. Pry up and push down at the same time. If you have an impact gun, yeah, this will be alright. But that seems to work almost every time. So now there's 3 8mm bolts holding this cage on, so you want to take those off. Now just make sure that, I'm pretty sure these bolts are all the same length and everything. Yeah, they're looking like it. So, you don't want to get them mixed up with the clutch bolts, or the clutch cover bolts, because I believe they are a different length. So, there's those 3 bolts. This cage should come off. You gotta push down the brake pedal to get it off. And there's the cage off. Alright. So, this is loose. You have to take the belt, loosen the belt off. So I have 2 8mm bolts here that were from the clutch cover. And all you want to do is tighten that off, and that'll release your secondary clutch. You want to tighten those up. And the belt loosens off pretty fast. All this bolt does is spreads the secondary clutch open, so that gives you some room to take off the belt. So, gotta take the bolt out here. For the primary clutch, There's the bolt. There's a little washer. I like to put things back together the way they come out so I don't forget. And you can slide the front primary off. This brake pedal really makes things difficult. Hurts my thumb. Alright, so there's the one side of the primary. Your rollers are in here. Lift this up. All the rollers in there. There's no clutch kit in this, so I don't really have to worry about the orientation of the rollers because it's still all factory. Here's the sleeve. It's pretty dirty. I cleaned it a year ago when we went to Kearney. Took on water. The belt still looks good. You want to inspect your belt, see if there's any cracks or anything. And always remember which way the belt goes on. There is arrows here, but sometimes these wear off after time. And then you want to pull the inside plate off. And that is how you get out your clutch. So now we're going to take her over to the bench. And I'm going to clean it all, the face up with some Scotch-Brite. And it's feeling sticky, so there's definitely something. Alright, we got the clutch on the bench here. And further inspection, I found that the sticky stuff on the edges here, you can see it's black around here. It's probably the grease. I probably put too much grease in all around this pin. You're supposed to put a little dab of grease in here. And I think I might have put a little too much. So that's what that looks like it is. So there's a glazing on this surface because it did get wet and it did slip. And over time it does glaze. So what you want to take is a Scotch-Brite pad. Sorry, I can't speak today. You can get these at Crappy Tire if you live in Canada. I imagine you can get them freaking anywhere down in the States. So what you want to do is just want to take the Scotch-Brite, hold your clutch, and you just want to go up and down. And you just keep doing this, and you'll actually see the glazing start to come off. This is quite a process, and you really want to do this before you clean the clutch, because there's no point in cleaning the clutch and then doing this, because you're just going to get it all dirty again. Alright, so now we got the clutch all cleaned, and before I reassemble it, I already got the inner side in there, but I want to point out that there's notches in these shafts. So I'm going to be putting in a shim kit, and I'm going to be putting in 1.5 millimeters, and this is supposed to compensate for the bigger tires that I put on, and hopefully it'll make the thing do wheelies, because I'd love to do some wheelies. So when you put these in, they say that once you put the, hold on a second, I'll put the sleeve on here. So now when you put the sleeve on, the outer primary clutch here rides on that sleeve back and forth, and that's what tightens against your belt and blah blah blah. So they're saying when you put this shim kit in, you want to be able to see these teeth on this side, because if it isn't on this side, then your clutch won't work, because this plate won't suck in and out to drive the clutch and the rollers and everything. So let's put this together. This is going to be fun. Slides on like that. So now I got to push all the way in, and you can't see those teeth, so you got to push the outer primary in a little bit and find those teeth. All right, so I have the teeth bitten now, so I put the collar on and I put the bolt in. I'll just snug this up for now until I get the cage back on. Make sure it's seated in there. And there you have it. A little bit of a clutch kit, and the clutch is nice and clean. I did clean the secondary clutch with some Scotch-Brite. Well, I didn't want to bore you guys with that. So yeah, I'm just going to fire the belt back in, put the cage on, tighten that up, and we'll see if we're good to go or not. So I got her all buttoned up. Time to fire her up and give her a test run. Looks pretty good to me. Alright, so I got everything buttoned up. I got the clutch cover on. I got the floorboards in. All the screws and bolts are in. Just one thing to remind you guys. When putting the 8mm bolts back in your clutch cover, hand tight. Not like with the ratchet, hand tight with a nut driver. At least I know that's for Suzuki quads. I don't know if it's for any other companies. Don't care really. Just care about Suzuki. Anyways, that's going to wrap up this episode of DukeBoyz Garage. I hope you guys had fun stopping by. Hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and do all that fun stuff. So this is Nick Mac. Happy trail!